Hello friends, this video on graphs part 4 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Let us now talk about histogram. So what are histograms? Histograms they also look little similar to bar graphs with a difference, in fact with a major difference. Now by looking at this histogram, can you tell me how is it different from a bar graph which we discussed just now? So the bar graph also had rectangular bars. This histogram also has rectangular bars. So how does it seem to be different from a bar graph? Now the major difference that is there is, here also you have rectangular bars, but in this case the rectangular bars are adjacent to each other. So if you look at it very closely, you see that there is no spacing between two rectangular bars. They are like all attached to each other. So that is how a histogram is different from a bar graph. So how do we define a histogram? It is a bar graph that shows data in intervals with adjacent bars over the intervals. So adjacent bars is the speciality of histogram. So basically, histograms are also a type of bar graphs in which the bars are adjacent to each other. So therefore, in case of a histogram, we talk about the concept of class intervals. So what do we mean by that? Now looking at this graph, what do we understand? We understand that the score of the students is taken along the x-axis and the number of students getting that score is taken along the y-axis. Now what is 80? 80 is the number of students who scored between 20 to 30, because this point represents 20 and this point represents 30. So the students who scored between 20 to 30 is 80. So that means those who scored between 20 to 30, how many such students were there? 80. So this represents number of students and this represents the score. Similarly, students who scored between 30 to 40, how many such students are there? 60. Again, students scoring between 40 to 50. So 40 to 50, how many students? 30. So in this fashion, you can complete the entire table. And looking at this table, what do you understand? So here you see, you are not talking about a specific score. Like in case of the normal bar graphs, we were saying that, okay, number of students who scored 25 marks were 10. Number of students who scored 32 marks were 20. Right? But in this case, we are not talking about a specific score. We are talking about a range of score. That means students who scored in the range of 20 to 30 marks is 80. Right? And these are known as class intervals, because here you are not talking about a specific value, but you are talking about a range of value. So this is called class interval. This is the lower limit of the class interval. This is the upper limit of the class interval. Similarly, this is the lower limit of this class interval. This is the upper limit. So every class interval will have a lower limit and an upper limit. Now, the next question that comes to your mind is, okay, so if I say that students who score between 20 to 30 is 80. Now, what happens to that student who scores exactly 30? So, will that student fall under this category, or that student will fall under this category? Because 30 is the upper limit of the first class interval, but 30 is also the lower limit of the second class interval. So how do we know that a student scoring exactly 30 will fall under which of these intervals? Now when we talk about class intervals can be of two types. One is an open interval and the other one is a closed interval. So open interval means the end points are not included. That means if I say that 20 to 30, this is an open interval. That means the score should be more than 20 but less than 30. So that means the two values 20 and 30 will not be considered in that interval. So that is an open interval. So how do we denote open interval? By first bracket. So if A and B are the limits of the interval, let's say A is the lower limit, B is the upper limit. So if we write it like this shows that A and B represents an open class interval. That means you are looking for values which are greater than A but less than B. So that is an open class interval. Whereas in closed class interval, both the limits are also included. So if you say that 20 to 30 is a closed class interval, in that case you are trying to say that students who scored 20 or more than 20, less than 30 or equal to 30, that means both the values 20 and 30 are also included in that interval. So closed interval is generally denoted by the third bracket, and we write it like this: a comma b with third brackets. So that means that it is closed for both the lower limit as well as the upper limit, right? So that is open and closed interval. Now in case of a histogram, you can consider like each of these intervals. Now you have two possibilities. First possibility is you could have an open lower interval and a closed upper interval, or you can say open left interval and closed right interval. So this kind of interval is possible. So if you have this interval, that means that for the first class interval, you are considering values which are greater than 20 but less than equal to 30. That means 30 is included in that interval but 20 is not included, because the upper limit is closed. So 30 is included but 20 is not included, right? So if you go by this approach, in that case, for the first interval, it will talk about all the values greater than 20 and less than or equal to 30. Again, in the next interval, it will consider all the values greater than 30 but less than equal to 40. So basically 30 is included in the first interval, 40 is included in the second interval. So 40 is not included in the third interval. So, but in third interval 50 is included. So 50 is not included in the fourth interval. So with this approach, this is how you would calculate. Whereas if you follow this approach where A is closed and B is open, that means you are considering values where the score is equal to or greater than 20 but less than 30. So that means 20 is considered included in this interval but 30 is not included because 30 is open. But in the next interval 30 will be included because 30 in this case is behaving like A. So 30 is included but 40 is not included. So in this case you are looking for students who scored 30 or greater than 30 but less than 40. Similarly, in the third interval, you will consider scores which are equal to 40 or greater than 40 or less than 50. That's it. Similarly, in the fourth interval, you will consider scores which are equal to 50 or greater than 50 or less than 60. So in this fashion, your histogram works. Now, it is very important that whatever approach you follow, whether it is an open closed interval or closed open interval, you have to follow the same for all the class intervals for that particular set of data. So you can't just do like this, that okay, for the first class interval let us assume that 20 is included, for the second one I will assume that 30 is not included. So that's not possible. So whichever approach you follow, you have to follow the same thing for that entire set of data. So this is all about histogram. So now, as I said, that histogram is just like bar graph. It is just that here you talk about class intervals and therefore the rectangular bars are adjacent with each other.
Thank you. Please visit examfear.com for free quality education. You can learn with a simple 4-step learning process wherein you can watch video lessons, you can ask your questions, you can refer notes, and you can take a free online test. We have content for class 6 to 12 on physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology along with practical videos. So please subscribe to our channel for daily updates. Thank you.